Welcome to the Great Basin Seasonal Outlook for January through April 2020. Over the last 30 days, we've seen generally warm temperatures across the Great Basin, along with precipitation targeting the southern half to two-thirds of the area. The only areas that have seen below normal precipitation over the last month have been over parts of Idaho into western Wyoming. Looking at the precipitation since October 2019, the beginning of the water year, you can see we've seen above normal precipitation over southern Nevada, the Arizona Strip, and parts of southwest Utah, along with further south into California and Arizona. Further north over the northern half to two-thirds of the Great Basin, we've seen precipitation below normal since October 1st. Soil moistures have generally been below normal, especially over the northern half of the Great Basin, again where that precipitation really has not been a target over the last couple of months. Further south, where we've seen better amounts of moisture, we do have soil moistures that are above normal. Looking at our drought outlook and our monitor, looking at the drought monitor, the image on the left shows that we still do have severe drought over parts of central and southern and the eastern portion of Utah, along with abnormally dry conditions further north. We are also starting to see abnormally dry conditions and moderate drought over parts of western Idaho and areas that have been drier. However, looking at some of our fuel moisture, 10-hour fuel moisture is still now very high due to the time of year with the colder temperatures and some precipitation across the area. 100-hour fuel moistures are above 15%, and also 1,000-hour fuel moistures are also high across the region. We still do have some grass loading to deal with from the last couple of years, so areas that have not seen snowpack on the valley floors, especially over the southern half of the Great Basin, will still have those standing grass areas that are in dormancy to deal with throughout the winter if we do see periods of dry and windy weather. Now that we've seen what's been going on over the last couple of months, we'll look at what our outlook is for the next couple of months. The 8 to 14 day outlook, taking us from January 6th through the 12th, shows cooler temperatures over much of the western half of the United States into the northern plains, along with above normal precipitation really across much of the country. The only area that may be near to below normal will be across parts of California. However, again, we're still looking at areas of low pressure continually moving across the west, so that we will see at least a drop in temperatures. Looking at the changes in El Nino and La Nina, currently we are in a weak state of El Nino, but we will start to see some of those waters look like they will be cooling over the next several months, possibly transitioning back to a normal state. There are some anomalies that show the potential for El Nino, the area in the warm, and La Nina, the area in the cool, but again, the majority of the models, as you can see from this plot, are in neutral conditions. Looking at our 1 month outlook for January 2020, you can see generally temperatures will be above normal potentially over northern Nevada into western Idaho, and precipitation will generally be near normal. Basically what we'll see here over the next month are low pressure systems every 3 to 5 days moving through the Great Basin, bringing at least a drop in temperatures and if not some light precipitation associated with that. Right now we're not seeing any major storms on the horizon. The 3 month outlook from February through April shows a continual warming trend over the western United States along with southern areas of the country and drier signature over the southern half of the Great Basin. We may see some wetter weather up north as we move through the rest of the winter into the spring. So how does this look for fire potential over the next couple of months? Generally, normal conditions are expected across the Great Basin. Again, we will see more of a transitory pattern with areas of low pressure continuing to move across the area, bringing occasionally cooler temperatures, some gusty winds, but also some precipitation. So we're not seeing any significant fire potential on the horizon. As we move towards late winter into the spring, we will start to look for a change in precipitation across the Great Basin, and we will be looking for areas where we'll see additional fuel growth. But right now, at least over the next few months, we're looking at very little fire concerns across the Great Basin. That concludes our seasonal forecast. Check back on the 1st of February for the next outlook.